spire above the wood.
There's your friend, sure enough.
More likely it's the mutineers.
No, mate, Silvered Fly, the Jolly Roger. That's your friend, sure enough, ashore in the old stockade made years and years ago by Flint. Whoa! What's that?
That's the ship's cannon. They're shooting at the stockade. Come on.
Wait a minute, Jim. Wait. Ben Gunn is spy. Rum wouldn't bring me down there. But remember, Jim, Ben Gunn's the man to help you. And when Ben Gunn is wanted, you knows where to find him. Just where you found him today.
I started to run towards the flag.
Hey, Jim! Jim!
Yes, sir?
You won't forget that piece of cheese, will you, mate?
It was less than a mile to the stockade. It was heavy running through the woods. The shooting was getting louder. Suddenly before me, I saw a clearing. The smoke of muskets fired nearby. Hey there!
Go, sir!
Hey! Don't shoot, it's me!
Who's this?
Me! Jim Hawkins!
It's Jim!
A moment later, I was over the stockade among my friends. And soon afterwards, the firing ceased. The mutineers were saving their powder. The stockade was a good place, with a paling 6 feet high all around it. We could have held it against the regiment. And here Captain Smollett decided to stay and await our enemy's next move. I told Dr. Livesey and the squire about Ben Gunn.
Hey! Flag a truce! Flag a truce! Who's that?
It's Silver. Keep indoors, men. 10 to 1, this is a trick.
Who goes? Stand or we fire! Flag a truce!
Doctors, watch on the lookout. Dr. Livesey, take the north side, if you please. Yes. Jim, the east. Gray, west. The watch below, all hands to load muskets. Lively men, and careful.
What do you want with your flag of truce? Captain Silver, sir! Come to my term! Captain Silver? Why, you black-hearted scoundrel!
Silence, sir! Silence.
If you wish to talk to me, you can come, and that's all. If there's any treachery, it'll be on your side, and the Lord help you.
That's enough, Captain. A word from you's enough. I know a gentleman, and you may lay to that.
You'd better sit down.
You ain't a-gonna let me inside, Captain? It's a main cold morning, to be sure, sir, to sit outside upon the sand. Oh, there's Jim, the top of the morning to you, Jim. Well, then you're all together like a happy family in a manner of speaking.
If you've anything to say, my man, better say it.
Right you were, Captain Smollett. Duty is duty, to be sure. Well, here it is. We want that treasure. We'll have it. That's our point. You just soon save your lives, I reckon, and that's yours. You have a chart, haven't you?
That's as may be.
Oh, well, you have. I know that. What I mean is, we want your chart. You give us the chart to get the treasure by, and I'll give you my affidavit upon my word of honor to clap you somewhere safe ashore.
Is that all you have to say?
Every last word, by thunder. Refuse that, and you've seen the last of me but musket balls.
Very good. Now you lay me. If you'll come up one by one, unarmed, I'll engage to clap you all in irons and take you home to a fair trial in England. If you won't, as my name's Alexander Smollett, I've flown my sovereign's colours, and I'll see you all to Davy Jones. You can't find the treasure. You can't sail the ship. And you can't fight us. I stand here and tell you so. And at the last good word you'll get from me. Now, out me that.
Laugh! Laugh, by thunder, laugh. For an hour's out, you'll laugh on the other side. And then the die will be the lucky ones.
10 minutes later, nothing remained of the attacking party but the 5 who had fallen. 4 on the inside and 1 on the outside of the palisade. The mutineers did not come back that night. They had got their rations, as the captain put it. The next day was stifling hot. After dinner, Dr. Livesey sent for me.
Jim, was it cheese you said Ben Gunn had a fancy for?
Yes, sir, cheese.
Well, Jim, just see the good that comes of being dainty in your food. You've seen my snuff box, haven't you? And you never saw me take snuff. The reason being that in my snuff box I carry a piece of Parmesan cheese. A cheese made in Italy. Very nutritious. Well, that's for Ben Gunn. Oh, goodbye, my lad.
Then he took up his hat and pistols, girt on his cutlass, put the chart in his pocket, and set off briskly through the trees. That afternoon, the blockhouse being stifling hot, and the little patch of sand inside the palisade ablaze with midday sun, and so much blood about me, and so many poor dead bodies lying around, a new idea came into my head. This was to swim out under cover of the night, cut the Hispaniola adrift, and let her go ashore where she fancied. The mutineers, after their repulse of the morning, had nothing nearer their hearts than to up anchor and away to sea. This, I thought, would be a fine thing to prevent. It was evening when I reached the east coast of the island. I could see the Hispaniola lying at anchor offshore, and there was the Jolly Roger, the black flag of piracy, flying from her peak. As the last rays of daylight dwindled and disappeared, absolute darkness settled down on Treasure Island. The next night, I was back on land. I was proud of myself, and with good reason. I had grounded the Hispaniola, beached her up tidily in the North Inlet with no harm done, safe from the mutineers. I had no trouble finding the stockade. Coming in from the shore, keeping close in shadow where the darkness was thickest, I crept into the blockhouse. I could see nothing. The doctor and the squire must have worried about me. I should lie down in my own place, I thought, and enjoy their faces when they found me in the morning. I felt for a place to lie down.
Pieces of eight! Pieces of eight! Now go! Pieces of eight! Now go! Bring a torch, Dick. Well, shiver my timbers. Jim Hawkins. Dropped in like, eh? Quite a pleasant surprise for poor old John. I've always liked your way, have, Jim, for a lad of spirit. I picked her my own self when I was young and handsome. Always wanted you to join my camp and take your share and die a gentleman, and now, my cock, you've got to. You can't go back to your own lot.
Where are they?
Now, where do you think, my son?
Have you killed them?
What do you think?
Well, I'm not such a fool, but I know pretty well what I have to look for. But there's a thing or two I have to tell you. And the first is this. Here you are in a bad way. Ship lost, treasure lost, men lost. And if you want to know who did it, it was I. I was in the apple barrel the night we sighted land. And I heard you, John, and you, Dick Johnson, and Hans, who is now at the bottom of the sea, and told every word you said before the hour was out. And as for the schooner, it was I who cut her cable. And it was I who brought her where you'll never see her more, not one of you. I no more fear you than I fear a fly.
I put one of that in here, go, you sneaking son of a skunk. Who would I? Come on, sir! Who are you, Tom Morgan? Maybe you thought you was captains here, perhaps.
I killed the boy.
Did any of you gentlemen want to have it out with me? Him that wants it shall get it. You won't fight, then by thunder you'll obey. You may lay to it. I like that boy now. Never seen a better boy than that. He's more a man than any para-rappy in this here house. What I say is this, let me see him that'll lay a hand on him, that's what I say. And you may lay to it. Seem to have a lot to say. Pipe up and let me hear it, or lay to.
John.
What?
We got something for you, Jordan.
Step up, I won't bite you. Hand it over, lubber. The black spot. I thought so. What's on it? Deposed. Deposed, that's it, is it?
Yes.
Very pretty wrote, to be sure. Like print, I swear. But it ain't one bit prettier wrote than this.
What's that?
And what does it look like, lads? A chart, that's what it is. A chart! A chart of this island, old Flint's chart. Now, what do you say to that?
Yes, that's Flint, sure enough. That's it.
Say, and a clovage to it. So we done ever.
Silver's the man. Silver. John Silver, Captain Leg.
Bobby Silver forever.
Bobby Silver, Captain.
John Silver, the captain.
That was the end of the night's business. Only much later, I woke up suddenly, felt someone beside me.
Jim. Jim, my boy.
Yes, Long John?
I saved your life here tonight, Jim. Now, you and me stick close, Jim, back to back like in case of trouble. And talking of trouble, Jim, why did those friends of yours leave that chart behind when they cleared out of here? They did, though. I came in here this morning and found the place empty and the chart lying there on the table where I couldn't miss it. And there's something under that. Something under that. Good or bad.
The next morning, we set out after the treasure.
Tall tree, spyglass shoulder, bearing a point to the north and northeast. Skeleton Island, east, southeast, and by east, 10 east.
Hey, over there! Come quick!
At the foot of a pine, half covered with green creeper, a human skeleton lay on the ground.
A skeleton, by God!
It lay perfectly straight, the feet pointing in one direction, the hands raised above its head like a diver's, pointing directly in the opposite.
It ain't natural. It ain't natural, but you know, lads, I've a notion in my old numbskull. Now, here's the compass. There's the tip-top point of Skeleton Island sticking out like a tooth. Just take a bearing, will you, along the line of them bones?
East, southeast, and by east.
I thought so. There's a pointer. Right up there's our line for the Pole Star and the Jolly Dollars. This is one of Flint's jokes, and no mistake. Him and these 6 was alone here. Alone. He killed them. Every man. And this one yawled up here and laid down by the compass. Yes. 6 they were, and 6 we are. And Bones is what they are now.
I saw him dead, old Flint. There he laid with penny pieces on his eyes.
Dead, aye, sure enough, he's dead. But if ever spirit walked, it'd be Flint's. Dear heart, but he died bad, did Flint.
Oh, that he did.
May not it were. And the windy was open, and I hear that old song of his coming out clear as hell. And the death all on man already.
Listen. Do you hear what I hear? That's Flint, begad. Old Flint. Oh, Lord. It was his last words. Old Flint's last words about water. Oh, Lord, have mercy on me.
Shipmates! Shipmates! They're 750,000 ton, not a quarter of a mile from here. When did a gentleman of fortune show his star to that much dollars for a boozy old seaman with a blue mug? And him dead, too?
Hello there, John. Don't go cross the spirit.
Spill it? Well, maybe. You know whose voice that was? It was like a somebody else's. It was like a... By the powers! Ben Gunn!
Aye?
Aye.
So it were. Ben Gunn it were. Why, nobody minds Ben Gunn. Dead or alive, nobody minds him.
Spyglass shoulder, bearing a point to the northeast, Skeleton Island, southeast and by east, 10 feet.
Hey, mate, here's that tall tree.
The first of the tall trees was reached, and by bearing proved the wrong one. So did the second. So the third.
Here it is. Hey, Long John, Betty, here it is.
Before us was a great excavation. In this was the shaft of a pick broken in two, and the boards of several packing cases strewn around, all branded with the name Walrus, the name of Flint's ship. The treasure had been found and rifled. The 700,000 pounds were gone. We turned and saw above us on the edge of the pit Ben Gunn, Dr. Livesey, Gray, and the squire, all with muskets. The doctor's plan had worked. The pirates had fallen into his trap.